Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny and welcome back to 1 Year 365. And today is episode 203, and I think this will be a new series, mini series about TBT or Throwback Time. And yes, this is the first video in the mini series that I do in that I will do in this writing mode. Usually, I take or took article from the Google or Wikipedia, and then we discuss about that. But I feel like for this one, because it's all about TBT, I feel like most of this will have me, telling a story pretty much about things that are things that were happening in the past pretty much. Yes, this will be a little bit of from my perspective though. There are some that I will take from article as well. Like, do you guys remember what happened in 2012 in December 21st, 2012? It's the one that was, rumored or what is it like? There are like some news, I guess, that said that it will be the end of the world. But here we are, 10 years later, still alive. So those were like hoax, I would say, right? So yeah. Excuse me, I just drink and yes. The title of this video will be well, obviously TPT mini series, part 1 out of 7. Or okay, so this is interesting. Should I write it throwback time or just TBT? I think I'm going to, write it as throwback time, honestly, because TBT can mean something else. That maybe some from medical thing that I don't want to get involved with. But yeah, I think there are some stuff, medical stuff that says that has TBT as reference. I'm not sure, but yeah. Anyway, so the title of the video is Where Was I 10 years ago, pretty much. And yes, it's about story about 10 years ago, pretty much. So it is 2022 now, almost ending, and 10 years ago, meaning that it is 2012 and almost ending as well. So, okay, let's throw back a little bit. 2012, at the time, I was only what is it? Uh, 15 years old. Yes, 15 years old Jenny Jess just entered his first grade in the middle school. Yes. So middle school, well, okay, let's explain. Elementary school, we have 6 years of elementary school, and then after that we have 3 years of middle school, and then after that 3 years of high school, pretty much. So it's like, I'm at the start of this middle school, pretty much. Oh no, actually, at the start of high school. So yeah, this is the first year, and yes, I was 15 years old that time. Almost turned to 16, and I am almost turned to 26. This will be out in December 19th, and in 2020, I mean, not 2020, 22, I will have my birthday at my 26th. So, 3 days from now, I will have my birthday. Hopefully, things, hopefully, I don't die until then, before then. Um, so that I can have my 26th birthday pretty much entering my what is it, like after 25, it's just pretty much 25 the second. All age ends at 25. Everything is just 25 the second, 25 the third, etc, etc. So yeah, it will be interesting though. That will be for 2022. um Not 2022, I mean December 22nd. It will be in 3 days. I think I will make video about that right in the in the day as well, just for yeah, just for a short one. What day will it be in 22nd? I actually don't know. If it's at weekend, then it'll be a little bit difficult for me because well, obviously I only record videos during weekdays, because during weekend there's too many people here that will interrupt me. So yeah, there's that. I already mentioned about this as well in the past, but that's pretty much it. Um, so I was in the first year of my high school, and at the time though, my life was kinda, I don't know, like it's new for me. Yes, I have never had, I've never thought that I would reach to that point at the time, and everything was pretty much new for me back then in the high school because I'm first year, meaning that I'm just pretty much a freshman, and yeah, I did some mistakes here and there. Well, I think I did one big mistake back then, which caused me in trouble, but yeah, maybe I will explain about that in the future as well. But I feel like now that I'm thinking about it this time, I feel like it's fine. You're just a kid. It's fine. Don't think about it. It's just when you're 15 years old, so it doesn't matter anyway. So yeah. Also, it's not really a big deal. And when I think about it, it's just like back then it really felt like a big problem. But then again, at this time though, I just don't care that that happened. But yeah, we'll maybe tell you a story about that in the future as well. I don't know, but yeah. Um, I was in first year. I have said that, I'm sure. Um, what was my goal at the time? Okay, that's the one. One of the many important questions. What was my goal during that time? Well, I was high school. Um, I haven't thought about entering university, like which university I should be in. Do I want to be in the local university or um, like what is it, like outside the city, like maybe across the city, like miles away from my home university, like living by myself. I didn't think about it, although later on down the line I chose the latter one. I chose to study in university miles away from home, so pretty much I'm by myself, and that's also a new experience for me, which I think I'm going to tell about that as well. Maybe in this mini series, I'm not sure, but I think so because this is the first one, and I at the moment I don't really have a lot of topics for that. I still have four, spots for any topics, and that's pretty much it. Um, so the first year I joined a lot of activities as well, like student organization. I joined the Red Cross, the school Red Cross, pretty much. Yes. Well, the reason is because at the time it was one of the four main activity that people are joining. That my friends are joining, and like a lot of people are interested into it because of how big they were, and one of them being the Red Cross. And there's a lot of people also. I think there are like, I forgot how many people, how many members, with my friends, pretty much the one that are the first grader as well at the time. I think it was more than 100, honestly. I think it's 100 something. I think. Is it 100 something? Uh, I think so. Yeah, there's like six division, and then each of them has like eight people. So that's like 48, and then there's the main people. I think it's, I don't know, like 70, 80. I don't know, but it's a lot of people pretty much. So yeah, it's like popular as well, and the activities are kind of fun. That's why I joined this. We did a lot of outdoor activities as well, and then we did some charity as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was like charity to the what is it like uh, what is it called again, like I forgot what it's called in English though. Do you guys know a house, but it's for old people, like for people that are old, well, obviously, and then they probably don't have family, or they don't have anyone to take care of them, and then they are all gathered and collected into this house that was provided by the government, I think. And yeah, they all live together there, so they make their own family, which is, if you think about it, it's kind of wholesome. Because think about it this way: you are alone, you don't have family, you don't have children, maybe you had, and then they, something bad happens, so you're all by yourself. And as you aged, well, obviously you will lose the ability to take, to do some stuff, so you need help from people. However, since you don't have anyone, so it will be difficult for you to live by yourself. And then your neighbor and your surrounding area kind of support you by having you into the house pretty much. Again, I don't know what it's called, house for old people. And then there will be like, there will be like the attendant, there will be like even more other people as well, and they live together, which is, again, like I said, it's kind of wholesome, if you think about it, because obviously um, they help each other, right? So yeah, yeah, there's like that, we help them. And then there's also like people who have various disability as well, like people who cannot walk, who lost their legs, limbs, or that cannot see and stuff like that. Again, that are in a house as well. It's not really a house, if you think about it. It's more like, it's bigger than house pretty much. So yeah, when I said house, it's more like institution or something, but it's not also that big like hospital or something. No, it's just like, um, I got I forgot, like, I don't know how to how to describe this, but it's like an orphanage. Because yeah, orphanage, like there's so many rooms, some rooms for the people, and yeah, it's pretty much like that. There's the cafeteria as well, and yeah, it's pretty much the same. And then they have activities together, like they do something that are profitable pretty much, which is, so that they, even though they are disabled, they can still work pretty much and create something. And that's what matters, right? Because um, if you're disabled, I feel like, what you feel is that you are not the same as people who are able, and you are seen as, like as a disabled person pretty much. But that's not the case, though. I don't believe that. I do believe in you that everyone has the same chance. And then with that house as well, seeing people working together, like they create something and then they sell it as a product, and then they got the revenue for themselves, which is always interesting to see pretty much. So yeah, yeah, that's what I did, I guess. Red Cross. And then after that, um there's also some interesting thing as well, because obviously it's Red Cross. It's all about first aid. Like, if something happened, well, what should you do the first time? It's like pretty much that. So if you see an accident at the street, what you should do, how you should, what is it, handle people, just to make them comfortable before the ambulance came, pretty much. So yeah, that's your job, I would say. Not really job, it's more like voluntary act pretty much. Speaking of voluntary, yeah, there's also some other stuff as well, like, um when there's like natural disaster happening, yeah, I think we collected some as well, like gathered some money and then to help them as well, through the, what is it, like, there will be like some open donation, like some people, like organization pretty much, like they open donation for that, and we just help through that as well with the, with the money that we collected from the students pretty much. Speaking of students as well, because it's like high school, people were like 15 years old at least, or 14 or 13, but yeah, and they have parents pretty much, and maybe their parents are, were, already old, and then like they passed. And then when that happens, we, the Red Cross, also come into, like, into social charity as well. Like, we gathered money from our friends as well. So they just think about it, this is the school pretty much. This is the school. And then we just go walk across this, the school, and ask for, giving news about the unfortunate friend of ours that just had their parents passed, or like anyone pretty much. And then we gathered those money from our friends and then give them for the charity again, pretty much it. Actually, it's still going around until now. Well, not really the Red Crosser that did that. Like even when we're already graduated, like this year, well, let's say like last year anyway. One of our friends' parents passed, and we still gathered some money as well for them, pretty much. I'm sure this also happened in many other places as well, not only mine, but yeah, there's that. So that's about Red Cross. And then I do another activity as well, that not only one. It was called what is it, like choir or something like that, pretty much. That I don't know how to. Again, I don't know what's the call in English, but pretty much it's a group of people singing, and yeah, I can sing. I could sing. I still can though. I have the bass. Not um what is it called again? The other of tenor. I think it's bass, right? So yeah, the deep voice of male, pretty much. Yeah, I was there. Actually, no, I was at the high voice, and then I decided that I joined the deep one because I feel like there's not many people that are, that at the time were the voice are deep, and then I just just decided to join that. And then for the high pitch or high voice, it will be for my friend that are genuinely a singer. So yeah, there's like few of them pretty much. So I'll leave it to that. This one is interesting as well because every Monday we have ceremony at the field at the front of the what is it, like there's a ceremony pretty much, like all the people gather around, just what is it, like saluting the flag pretty much, like they what is it, raise the flag from the down to the top, and then it waves, and then we all saluting to that. It's like a weekly ceremonial pretty much, or bi-weekly, because my school is kind of what is it, like next to another school as well. So if we all have ceremonial, it will be super crowded, because like literally there is no there's no, what is it, like there is only one gate to separate this, meaning that your voice can just go over into each other, and it will be super crowded. So the ceremony is supposed to be weekly, but because of this situation, it's bi-weekly pretty much. Every 2 weeks there's one ceremony, pretty much. And then after that, oh yeah, during the ceremony, the group of singer, I would say, the choir, we pretty much sang the national anthem every time the flag is raised, and then so on and so on. So yeah, pretty much that's what we did. Which is interesting though, I would say, because well, we sang. That's something, like I just love anything about music. Anyway, I've been dealing with music since I was kid, so that's why I love that. That's why I joined this as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, also we did some performance as well, like on stage. Yeah, there's like this. What is it called again? Like what is it called? Like there's a stage for people, like talented people. Not talented people, but more um, like performance pretty much every school break, once a year. There's like a stage that pretty much everyone can do anything they want in the stage. And then yes, my vocal group, oh yeah, it's called vocal group. Okay, now I know. A vocal group, the vocal group now, I sang there with my friends as well, perform there, which is interesting. I would say it's kind of fun, rehearsing every day, for a few weeks, and before the D-Day, and then so on and so on. It's interesting, I would say. It's just for, I would say, it's just to practice your voice as well, so that you can pretty much, I would say, like control your breathing. Well, I'm okay now. Like currently, my breathing is not that controlled, I would say. Like you can hear my breath or breath every now and then. I feel like, or from the months before this, when you've watched my old ones, like 6 months ago, I actually breathed a lot, and yeah, it's kind of uncontrolled pretty much, which is still now also uncontrolled. Maybe I will practice again, I'm not sure pretty much. But yeah, that's actually interesting though, because singing, you can, yeah, it you can control your breathing pretty much. You can talk for a longer time and then take a deep breath, and then talk another long time and then take a deep breath, so that you don't just talk a bit, breathe, talk a bit, breathe, talk a bit, breathe, and so on and so on. um, that is, I would say, that's not the great way to do it pretty much, because well, yeah, because you will get hyperventilated if you breathe too much during the short period of time pretty much. So yeah, there's that. That's the first grade though. I then okay, what about the school itself? What was my grade? I feel like my grade was high at the first grade, which is bad actually if you think about it. Because there is first, second, and third grade, and what we want is that our score to increase to the final one. And the reason why this is important, because for university, you can bypass all the tests if you have a great grade pretty much, if your grade are steadily increasing, and then that you are obviously surpassing your friends, then you will get a golden pass pretty much, just to pick whichever university that you want, with all the major, one major that you want as well. So yeah, that's like one of the privilege if you're smart, and if your progress is going up like that. But for me, well, you know how it is. I was great at first, and I was kind of high, and then I dropped low, and then yeah, kind of steady and going up a little bit. But as you can see, there's a drop, and then there is a sudden drop pretty much, which is not eligible for me for the golden pass or golden ticket for that. And yeah, I don't get the golden pass. However, because I consider myself as a smart kid back then, I did the test, and I pretty much entered the major that I want in the university that I wanted as well, which again will be for another day to tell. Maybe a few days from now, I'm not sure. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, my grade is kind of great at first, and then I got overwhelmed by the activity that I'm joining, but also the the what is it? The lessons are kind of difficult as well, like biology, and then I think my weakness was at biology. Honestly, physics was my favorite, mathematics were my favorite, chemistry is my favorite as well, and I think the only thing that I hate was that biology, just because there's too many words in it, there's too many stuff that I need to remember, and that's just nightmare for me. The way I understand things is that I just understand it, pretty much try to understand, and I will remember it. I guess that's the way I remember it. The way I remember it is trying to understand it. If I understand it, I will automatically remember it. But for biology, it's kind of weird, because you you can understand it, but you also still need to remember stuff, like let's say the like the cell, the structure of the cell. There's the nucleus, there's the ribosome, there's the ribosome, there's the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. And then what else, there is so much stuff, like there's the um, Golgi body or something like that. There's the plasm. There's the what is it called? Like some kind of hole in the wall that can pretty much regulate the inside fluid with the outside one. I don't know what it's called as well. Um, so yeah, it's just you can understand it, but you also still need to remember every thing about it as well. And that's just nightmare for me. So yeah, like for instance about physics, like about kinetical energy, like kinetical energy of kinetic like this one. It's just like half of the mass of the velocity to the power of 2. So it's always like this. And then the potential energy as well, energy of potential, which is just, what is it, like, mass, gravity, and high, and that's pretty much it, I think. So yeah, and then the energy in overall is just energy, kinetical energy plus potential energy, and then like there's other work as well, and that made up into thermodynamics pretty much, um, which is thermodynamic law pretty much. And yeah, it's interesting because those, you can understand that, you can you can make things make sense pretty much. So yeah, you can just pretty much think about this outside your head, and that's pretty much it. um and then like mathematics as well, like integral, from 0 to x of, let's say, ax plus b to dx, pretty much like this one. You can pretty much think about it as well. So it will be like half of ax square plus bx, pretty much, I think. No, it's half. No, this one, yeah, half ax square plus half of bx, and that's pretty much it. And then the x, from 0 to x, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, like I said, it's kind of easy to understand, and that's pretty much it. But it's different for biology, in which you also need to remember stuff as well, which is a little bit too, too complicated for me. And that's why in my university, I actually entered the chemical engineering, because it's literally the three of the one that I like, which is math, physics, and also chemical as well, chemistry. And there's also, what is it, like a optional course in which we are taught about biochemistry, or like, yeah, biochemistry pretty much, which includes biology in it. But that's kind of easy to understand because it's just the reaction of biology, pretty much, like bacteria being your the main fuel, so that you can not really fuel, but more like the main thing that you need, so that you can have your product. Like, let's say, if you want to make yogurt, so you include bacteria in a body of milk, pretty much. So yeah, you get yourself yogurt, and that's pretty much it. um that kind of stuff I can understand. And yeah, it's like the one that, if like certain, what is it, like the word to specify certain diseases and stuff like that, it's just, I give up for that. I just don't care. But if things that I can make sense out of it, then I can remember it pretty much, and those are the one that I love. Also for the chemistry, it's just the reaction, pretty much, like a plus b, it becomes c plus d, and then you just, what is it, like, maybe this is 2, maybe this is 3, maybe this is 1, maybe this is 1 as well. And then there's the reaction, the enthalpy, and then so on and so on, so on and so on, pretty much. You can kind of calculate this, measure this as well, using math, which is, obviously, I know I enjoy. So yeah, this kind of stuff I'm okay with, because again, it makes sense. You can make sense out of it. So yeah. um Okay, so those are from the education, not education, but for more like lessons. There's also some other stuff like English, and then there's also like French lesson as well in the first grade. But that's pretty much it. That's not really that interesting to say, pretty much. The English, though, I found it that the English lesson in the school is actually important, because, well, obviously, I can speak English now. But what happened if there's no, English back then in the school? Well, maybe I'm not able to, maybe I'm still able to, because I took my own English courses and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Also, by the way, it's been half an hour already. Maybe I should just closing this one off. Yeah, it's all about my high school, pretty much. Oh yeah, also, what about your love? What about your best friend? For love, I feel like, yeah, it's for like, for kids, when kids having affair with one another, is just pretty much it. About best friend though, I do have best friend. It's interesting because I know him since the second grade, and this is the layout of the class. Pretty much, there is four table, um, across, and then another four to the back, pretty much like this. Now, this best friend of mine that I found during the second grade, because during the second grade the class is kind of swapped, like mixed, meaning that your friends will get mixed from other class as well. So you lose friend, you also gather some new friend as well. And this person over here, he always he always sat in this side of the table. And I pretty much just like any other boys, I prefer at the back, like this one over here or this side over here, pretty much these two back rows over here. But one day I feel like, why is this person always be at the front? So one day I decided to sit next to him, and yeah, we bond pretty much, and we bonded. And the reason why he always chose the front seat is because obviously he had some trouble with his eye. Pretty much, he wore, I think he still wears, he wears not sunglasses, he wears reading glass, because from behind he cannot pretty much see anything at the board. So he needed to at least be at the second front, or he just put the literally at the front. So he is the man, he's like always sit at the front, and the teacher's always here. Pretty much everything, when the teacher asks something, they always ask us, but pretty much, because we sat here pretty much. And the rest of my friends that are boys are about here, I think, over here, and sometimes here as well, and here. But that's pretty much it. Like, we are the only two, we are the only couple that at the very front of the class, pretty much, which is interesting. So yeah, and then like I said, the first day I just curious with him. I think I've mentioned about this as well. He was a part of the um I don't know what it's called, but more like the troop, student troop, I would say. It's like military stuff, and he was joining that pretty much. It's an activity in which you are pretty much all with those physical stuff, doing push up every day, and running every day and stuff like that. Standing for hours at the middle of the day, um, at the field, the ceremonial field and stuff like that. It's just pretty much military stuff. So yeah, we talk a lot, and he's a nice person actually. He's a great friend of mine actually. He's probably my best friend. That I'm still actually talking with today. Well, not really talking, but more like, just chat every now and then, pretty much. So yeah, it's him. Yeah, like he's into that, and I started to feel like, this person is kind of fun actually. You know what, I'm just gonna sit next to him from now on. And yes, from then, from the rest of the school, I guess, for the next 2 years, we become best friend. We almost most of the time we sat next to each other. And yes, we took the front class. So there's some teacher that are kind of like, do you have like teacher that always be angry at all the times? There is something like that. So yeah, we still sit at the front as well, pretty much. And then there's that one teacher as well that are very enthusiast, that is very enthusiast. And then she always point people to go forward to do some exercise, like answering the question, and most of the time as well we got appointed to do that as well. So um having sitting next to him, it's like, I what is it like, I learned a lot as well from the from the teacher as well, because well, I was at the front, and pretty much I'm like the first person to see whatever in the board. So yeah, um If I were at the back row, then yeah, I will get distracted with my friends. I got distracted with people at the front, and I cannot, see clearly from the back as well. But since I'm at the front, then those things, those obstacles are pretty much non-existent at that time. So yeah, interesting as well. Yeah, yes. This is pretty much my seat, like the third from the left. At the front row, third from the left. Because why didn't I use this one? Well, I don't know, because this section pretty much is for the girls. Generally speaking, sometimes there's also one over here that are behind us. The girl as well, and yeah, so the boys took the farthest away from the teacher's table pretty much. So yeah, the boys are around this side, at the right wing, and then the girls are at the left wing. Most of the time anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it about that best friend, I would say. Um, about love, it's just again, it's not really a story to tell anyway. It's like, you have a crush on someone, but you never actually told her that you like her. So there's just that. Pretty much, that's pretty much it. We just close, but it's just for friends. Yeah, yeah, you can say that as a friend zone, pretty much, and that's pretty much it. Nothing important to tell. But yeah, the story of me and my best friend being at the front seat every day is something to tell, pretty much. So yeah. What else? I think that's it for now, though. That's pretty much the high school. There is so much stuff that I want to talk as well. Maybe I'm going to, you know, tell a story another time as well. Like, what I'm doing, like, again, like, because it was like the early start of YouTube being something as well. And yes, I actually created my YouTube account that time as well. I have another account, by the way, that I created during that time, that I used to watch a lot of stuff, which again, I will explain that as well, but that's pretty much it. But for now, I think that'll be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been 1 year 365. Where was I 10 years ago? I was at the high school. The first grade, I thought that, the world was going to end because of the December 21st, but apparently it didn't end. And, life goes on, and yeah, the rest is history pretty much. 10 years ago, I mean, 10 years later, and here we are. We're still not dead. There's no apocalypse, and I guess that's a great thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, healthy. I will see you again tomorrow with another discussion. Tomorrow we'll be returning to the Christmas holiday mini series, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But until then, see ya.